Alright, today we're going to take a look at Transformers Masterpiece Bluestreak, and this is the knockoff version, the Chinese version of the Takara Tomy release. Again, we have them in a really nice black packaging. You can see the gloss on both the car and the character. I love these packages. I use them actually as the background of my displays. So when I have these G1 masterpieces standing front and center, I have a big layer of the boxes just right behind them because they're really beautiful boxes. They got some nice chrome foil on the Transformers Masterpiece, and they have some here as well, and everything else is basically the same. One thing that's nice about the knockoff versions is if you look at him right here, it shows him with his little guns right there, but not the pieces that extra pieces that come with them that really make them look much more like what they were in the cartoon. So we're going to take a look at him, we're going to unwrap him and compare him to Prowl and Smokescreen and look at the differences between the two of them. So when you take them out of the package, you get him, you get his gun, and you get these two guys that come in the box with the Chinese knockoff. Do not come with the other ones. Alright, let's move that out of the way. You have, again, his card, his instructions in color and in Japanese, and you have this little insert which shows you how to use the little guns and how to snap them on over the built-in guns that Hasbro and Takara Tomy have provided. So first of all, he rolls great. He's got some really nice rolling to him. You can see him going back and forth here. The paint app on this guy is really nice. It's really sharp, and I gotta say, for these being knockoffs, the paint apps look great. I do not see hardly any issue whatsoever. You look at him, he's silver all the way across. Looks great. He's got two painted tail lights, a little area there for a actual license plate. I wish I would have done something there, but you can buy repro labels for that. Again, he's got the silver all along here. This is out right now. It actually comes down in the package, but this is how you can attach the gun when he's in his car mode and his alt mode. So you can attach the gun like that. But if you don't want to, then all you need to do is really just snap him open here, push that down, and it'll hide. And then you can put them back together like that. And now it's not there at all. Now he looks like the real Fair Lady. So that's pretty cool. He's got some nice headlights. You know, these are actually clear plastic and they put silver in there, so it actually shines up really nice. It actually kind of looks like they're on. It's a very nice touch. It's got some little running lights right here, and then he's got the Autobot logo, which is dead center almost here. It's like maybe slightly to the left, but hardly. I mean, it looks great. And then he's got the little logo for the car as well. So this guy looks great. Again, if you want, you can put the gun up here, which I showed you. And with these guys, they have little tabs on the side, and you can plug them into the side of the car as well, like this. Now if we bring this all back out, and it's pretty easy right there. You can see how easy that is to bring it open and shut, like this. And there he is, all ready to fight. So if we compare him to Prowl, Prowl also has a fantastic paint job. You can see they look different, but yet they're the same. One of the differences is the retooling of this top piece. Prowl's got the lights for the police car, whereas he has the T-tops. And they are translucent plastic, so you can see through them. Pretty much everything else is exactly the same, though. You can see that there's some coloring differences, but the molding is exactly the same. But the differences are so strong in the coloring, they really make them almost look like different cars. Sometimes the repaints, you know, look like a repaint. This time they really look like different cars, and I really like that. The difference here is this is white right here by this black painted window. For him, they've done silver piping all along this on the top, which really makes it sharp, and silver along here as well. They've painted this black on here for the windshield wiper, and let me tell you, there is no bleed. It looks great. Okay, so the big difference between him and Smokescreen, however, is the front of the car. You can see how for him it ends at the bumper, and Smokescreen has got a little bit of a drag piece here that's going to stop, cut the wind out a little bit so it doesn't get underneath the car, because he's a race car. And he's got some different stuff up here with these guns, how they plug in, but we'll show you that later. So let's do the transformation now, and we'll be able to see some more of the comparison and the differences then. All right, let's pull the guns off. Transformation is easy. Again, split the car in half, and I would suggest doing the legs first. So go ahead and pull them apart, And now what you want to do is come inside here, and you want to pull this silver piece down. Just rotate it down. Like this. See? Just pull that down. Same thing with this one. Just kind of lift out and pull down. And now these two pieces right here, this one and this one, split in half, and they're on a double hinge. So you can see this double hinge in there. So just pull them apart, rotate up, and push back in. Pretty easy. Now there's a hidden piece of plastic in there. Just push that up. That kind of fills this little gap. Move down the rear window, and then push this piece that we first did. Bring this back in. And there's also another little hidden piece for some extra support for his foot. And that's his leg. Now if you want, at this point, you can go ahead and bring the whole leg out and pull it like that. So same thing with this one. Okay, we brought that out. Now we're going to split this in half on this double hinge. It's kind of the hardest part of the transformation. You just have to work it. Push it back in, put the window down, push this piece in, bring out the exhaust pipe. So it's the same thing as this piece here for him to stand on, and then pull the leg out. And that's his legs. Now we will have to swivel his legs because right now they're on his back, but let's turn around to the front. So first thing I'm gonna do at the front, pull out the wings, just grab hold of the tires and pull the whole arm assembly down, spread them apart, and put them off to the side. You can just pull the whole thing out. It's really just one movement. Swivel these, and let's just leave it there for now. Which now we want to bring out the head, pull this piece down, push this tab out like this, and that pushes this whole thing back. I'm going to bring his head out and push it all the way through, and this piece will click into place, if you could hear that. And then you can bring the whole thing down. And what you're wanting to do now is you got the tire well, you need to align both arms with the tire well, and then continue bringing it down. Push this piece up, and there's this little tab goes up in here. And there you go. So now you've got him partially in his robot mode. Let's go ahead and move the arms. All you do is turn and put the tires to the back, and his hands are ready to go. And we can come back here. Now you want to hide this piece, so pull this whole thing out and bring it up. Get enough room to push this down in. And let's bring these guys out. Now they can stay hidden down here the whole time he's in robot mode, or you can bring him out. Obviously I like to bring him out because he looks better that way. And there's a little tab right here that's translucent that goes into right here on both sides. You just bring that, tab it in, and this guy now stays in pretty tight. So last thing we need to do, grab the whole figure, turn his waist. And that is now Bluestreak in his transform mode. And he's a pretty solid looking figure. Pretty good looking figure. So let's look at the paint apps first, and then we'll move him again. Then we'll compare him with Smokescreen. Again, his has a different head sculpt than the Prowl does right here, and obviously different head sculpt than Smokescreen as well. Nice silver face, dark silver or gray head, and he's got these two fins up here, and he's got bright blue eyes like all good Autobots. He's got some bright eyes, and they look pretty good. Again, right here you can see the silver from inside these little cannons hitting the light. The lights from his car mode look great on here. And again, the paint apps from the Autobot symbol and the Fair Lady symbol, along with the running lights here, they all show up great on the front of him. The belt is colored silver. It's the same thing it is on him. However, on Smokescreen, it is not colored silver. He's got some nice coloring on his arms. Got a silver joint here. This is a darker gunmetal gray. Again, the doors look great. You have the top black here and silver. So he's a really sharp looking figure. No paint down here, but this is a different waist. This was retooled compared to Prowl and Smokescreen. So although he's almost identical to Prowl, the head sculpt and this waist are different. All right, legs are the same, and again, he's got the same coloring. This is just the end of the car that we saw before. So what can he do? Well, head can move up and down, all around. Arms, they're on double ball joints here, ball joint here and here, so they can go anywhere you want. You can turn at the elbow, you can go up and down at the elbow, and the hands can turn and open as well. The hand is, you can see these 4 fingers, they are just on one single joint. Again, these three figures are fantastic in terms of knockoffs. The paint apps are great. All of the joints are super tight. I don't have any issues with them whatsoever. Sometimes you have knockoffs and there's some quality issues. There are not with these at all. As we saw before, you can move the waist, you can turn it. Legs are on a nice ball joint here, and they're on a swivel joint inside, so you can really do anything you want with them. You know, something like this. So he stands really well. I mean, that's just standing on my hand, which is not the straightest, flattest of surfaces, and I did that in 1 second. So they all have some great posability. You can put them like this, like they look in the cartoons sometimes when they're firing. You know, they got their legs, blocky legs sticking out to the side. But anyway, great articulation, great paint, and the price is half, and that's great as well. So let's put these guys on next. There's a nice little hollow area. It fits right over there. Just kind of push that in and down. Same thing on this one. Now if you want the gun, so when it's in the car, it's like this. This piece goes into the car. When he's in the robot, you bring this down. And there's a little tab right there, and that tabs to the inside of his hand. So you can put that in there, you can feel it go into place. And see, he holds that perfectly right away. So let's take a look at him compared to Smokescreen. Big differences in these guys. Obviously you can see the front of the car is a major difference. Head sculpt is completely different. And blasters on the top of their heads, to the left and the right of their heads, are completely different. I mean, they look like completely different guys, even though they're from the same mold. Another big change that they made is there's an extra step in terms of him for his arm rotation. You can see his wheels are up here, whereas Bluestreak's, Silverstreak's are not. They cannot be that way. They have to be behind him if you want to transform him correctly. So that's pretty cool. He's just got a lot of stuff that he can do. So if we go down here, you can see that the waist is different. Everything up here is the same. This came out a little bit. That doesn't really matter. It usually does that. So this is all the same up above, but the waist is different. You can see it's a very different design. His is much Bluestreak's is much flatter than Smokescreen's. Legs, everything from the legs is the same, except for now when you get to the feet. You can see Smokescreen has extra fins right here because he's a racing car, and his lights go all the way across, whereas him, as I mentioned before, he has lights here, tail lights on both sides, and he's got a little indentation in the middle where a license plate could go. So these guys look great. It's completely posable. Fantastic figures for the price. I think they're like 39 bucks now on eBay. They come straight from China, and I've never had an issue. One guy sent me the wrong one time, but sent me another one afterwards just to replace it. Looks like this guy came off. But again, fantastic. So let's go ahead and transform him one more time, and we'll go back to the car just to see how that is. Take off all of his weapons, and let's go backwards compared to last time, and we'll do the top first and do the legs last. So first thing first, let's go ahead and just pull all this back. You can move the canopy and pull the little fin back. These guys will just rest back here. Go ahead and push the head all the way through. We're going to hide it back to where it was before, and we can push this guy down now to hide it. It's a little flap. If you want, now that you're like this, you can bring the whole windshield up and just go ahead and snap this whole thing into place. So now we got the top of the car pretty much taken care of. Wheels and the arms are really easy. You just push them back in, turn them, and like a lot of the Transformers, they go straight in. Close up both the fists, and then the inside of the arm is going to tab in right up here. You can see little tabs right there on both sides, and then the arms will tab together themselves. So you turn it in, rotate it so this opening is on the inside. And if you want, you can do it outside of here. It doesn't really matter. They just go in really easy. And turn this guy, well, I guess we need to turn the arm, the hand, I mean. So you can tab these two together first on the outside, and then push them, and see they still kind of come apart. But once you push them inside and you fiddle around, there you go. Now you got this nice firm tab right there, and you can see you have good tire clearance. It looks pretty good here. You can see a little bit of the elbows right here. They actually look like part of the undercarriage of the car, so that's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna leave. Oh, I did this in the last time as well. Pull this back up. Got to do the swivel of the waist first. I always forget to do that. always. All right, now I can bring that back down. All right, so now we're going to transform the legs, and the legs are easy. It's just opposite. Let's go ahead and put both of the fins back in from here. Pull these back down. Remember, these are the first things we pulled out to begin with. We're going to pull them back down. And now what you want to do is you want to put the leg, swivel the whole thing back in. And now it looks like for the longest time I was like, wow, that's horrible. I can't get that to go back in. That's the way it goes. It doesn't go in any more than that. You can see now it's already got that look to it of the car. So this does not go in any further. Go ahead and bring this whole piece. Oh, let's bring that window out. Again, we're going to use this double swivel joint. Maybe you can see it better this way. Oh, push this piece down on both sides. Bring in the swivel, push it in place, and see it, this other piece of plastic we just put down, it hides back here. And then go ahead and swing this back around and listen. And it snaps in place. So this is one leg. Same thing with the other one. Do the double swivel, push this down, bring it back into place, and then snap that in. Oops. I had a brain fart. Forgot to put his leg back in. All right, so put his leg back in. Let's move over here so you can see. Put his leg back in. There you go. Now, do the double swivel like that. Push it in. Bring this back in to lock everything in. And now you can go ahead and push them together like normal. They tab. Just line them up. Get them all tabbed in. Oh, hang on. Missed part of my transformation there. There we go. Okay. Now we tab it all in. I didn't have the leg in far enough. Bring these, and if you want, you can just bring the whole thing together. These guys have to go down. These little missiles things, they have to go, make sure they're flat like this. Okay, so now the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring these little windows out. They're just there and they don't really tab into anything up here, so they can be just kind of troublesome. So see, like this one, it's kind of inside a little bit. Just kind of bring it out as much as you can. And then there's a little tab right here that goes into the door. Just gently pull this part this way, and you can put that in. The same thing here. Bring this one back out. Bring that in, and see, it doesn't fit. You gotta kind of pull just a little bit and push back in. And that's it. And this guy is a rock. See, he does not fall apart hardly at all. He looks great, and he sticks together well. So again, you can put everything back together on him for his, if he's run away from some Decepticons, let's put all his gunnery back on him. And that is Bluestreak. And he looks great. Love this guy. Looks fantastic. Please, if you like these reviews, please like and subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Helps get the users up and just allows me to make more videos. Again, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment sections. I check usually once or twice a day, and I'll get right back to you. All right, thanks a lot.